a savings habit is just difficult. You probably know that personally. I'm sure you know that professionally. So another way to think about that is to change someone's mindset. How do you create a long-term mindset? Let me share with you an example of how much mindset matters in savings behavior. Dan Ariely and the Duke team, led by researcher Marve Akis, went to Kenya and studied the savings behavior of people in a slum. And they tried to get people to save a little bit more. And the way they did this was by having a variety of incentives. A few incentives they had were very financial incentives. There was a 10% match and there was a 20% match. It was a pre-match and they compared it to a post-match. They also did reminders, reminding people to save. One of the reminders was fairly emotional. It was sent from the child. And another condition was a coin. And they gave participants a coin that represented savings. And the participants were told to take this gold coin. It was fairly cheap, but actually kind of was heavy, so it felt a little expensive, and place it in a safe spot. And then every time they would save, they would take a little box, take a little mark on this coin to represent that they saved, and then put it back in the safe spot. So which worked to increase savings? Well, good news, they all worked to increase savings over the control, but the thing that worked the most, actually 2x over the control, was this small little gold coin. And it increased savings potentially by changing a mindset. So the researchers hypothesized that participants who got the gold coin increased savings because they had changed an identity and how they thought about themselves. And they went from being just saving at the point of getting a reminder to somebody who saved almost every day. And this very tangible and visceral representation of savings may have increased their long-term mindset and may have turned them over to think of themselves more like a saver. There are a few implications to this. Number one, how would you create a coin in your company? What is the visceral or tangible representation of savings that you can provide to an employee that would change their mindset from maybe a short-term one to a longer-term one and make them more of a saver? You can imagine it's a small little card or it's a note on their desk, but some visceral or tangible reminder of savings that actually changes an identity. The second thing is financial incentives didn't work as well as this funny little coin, right? Many times we rely on financial incentives to change behavior, and it's probable that they work at some level, but it's definitely not the only answer to behavior change. And we can look to things that change a mindset versus just paying people to do something. And number three, wow, isn't it cool that people saved in a very, very poor village? We can actually increase the savings for all of our employees by helping them change their mindset from a short-term to a long-term mindset. And it's very inspiring that these types of interventions work for most income levels.